What is up, Epic Dream Team? My name is Leticia. For those of you who don't know how to say it still, it's Leticia. I've been sitting here for like 45 minutes trying to think of what to say, like my story and my why. So I'm just going to go for it. I got into Beachbody about 3 years. It'll be 3 years in October. And I was at a gym. I was a personal trainer. Had my degree in exercise science. I had a certified strength and conditioning specialist certificate. I've been training at an awesome gym in Houston, and right before I became a coach, I had recently discovered or come to terms with the fact that I was gay and was hiding it and trying to figure out how to work through those feelings and accept myself and stop hating myself, because my whole life I hated myself. I tried to pray it away. It never went away. And then my bosses found out, who I was really good friends with my boss. And I started, we'd talk about it. Do you want to go to counseling? I wanted to go to counseling because I wanted to work through learning to accept myself and love myself. And I got sent to counseling, and it was more pray away the gay kind of thing, and never went back. And after that, I started getting emails from my boss after work about why I was wrong, why I was a sinner, like I didn't know the Bible my whole life. Like, I don't know the Bible with my heart. But I felt something different in my heart. So I started looking for another opportunity. I knew I wanted to leave the gym, even though I loved working with people. I knew I could not stay there anymore because I was coming home crying, being told why I was wrong, when I finally learned to love myself. And looking on Craigslist, I found this ad for Beachbody, got on the phone with Christy, and immediately, I think maybe signed up that day. If not, the next call, I was ready to sign up. Signed up, got all excited, making videos, talking about it. And I was still working my job, and my boss was just coming down hard on me for that, telling people around that I was talking to about it not to talk to me about it, and I found that out later. And so left my job, and really went through like a 2-year phase where I was just really sad. And I had to learn to find myself. So I took a 2-year break. And in that 2 years, I, went through good relationships, bad relationships, mainly bad relationships, but tried to find a good relationship with myself and who I was, and find the Leticia that I was still the same person, but I was coming to terms with something else. So I found that person. I got married 2 years ago, and almost a year and a half. And 6 months ago, I was sitting in bed, really sad. I had trained last year for a fight, and some stuff didn't go through. I put my everything into that. And I was just sad. I broke my hand in the process. And I was like, man, I'm not being a good mom. I'm not being a good wife. I'm not being a good daughter. I'm not being a good child of God. I'm just sad. I'm wasting my life. And so, still being in the Epic Dream Team, still following Christy and seeing her story, and having seen where she was 3 years ago, October 2012, to where she is now, and just feeling on my heart, as many jobs as I tried to look at, I knew this was what I was supposed to do. So I took about 2 months, started doing personal development, started following lots of different coaches, and seeing their training videos and just listening to it, soaking it up. And then in May, 5 months ago, I decided this was it. I'm going to go for it. And, signed up Mari with 21 Day Fix. My mom bought 21 Day Fix, and we're like, let's just do this. We advertised it, and a ton of people signed up right away because they had followed my fitness journey in the past year when I was training for my fight. I guess that gave me a lot of leverage. So, when I started, my why was to get away and to be able to be myself. Coming back now, my why is totally different. From being sad and knowing I wasn't showing my daughter how to function when things don't go the way you want them to, I knew I had to make a change, because if you've seen my social media, you know how awesome that kid is. Because even though I fell in love with my wife from the first moment I saw her, I fell in love with Amaya the second I saw her. I knew she was mine. And so we're coming up on 2 years of me knowing Amaya, and our why, when I came back, my why was, I want to give Amaya the life she deserves. She's very artistic. She's very creative. She's always acting, and she's really good at it at 4 years old. And so I wanted to be able to provide fine arts school or, whatever she wants, to show her that if you work hard, like, you can get these things, and I want to provide these things. But, being in Beachbody for the past 4 months, last month was my hardest month. I didn't even hit Success Club 10, and I worked my ass off. But 2 weeks ago, we went to a lawyer's office, and now that my marriage is legal in Texas, I got to sign a big fat check for the first steps to adopt Amaya. And I wouldn't be able to do that before coming back to Beachbody. I wouldn't be able to write that check because, we didn't have that. We both work, but that was just extra money, and that's what we decided we wanted to use it for. And I have stayed home every day since I've known that kid and watched her and been with her, and to now be able to take the steps to where I'm going to be her legal mom. If something happens to Mari, she's still mine. I don't have to fight for her afterwards. That's a big deal. And that's my why. And to bring Mari home, Mari still has to lie about who she's married to. Men, where she works, she doesn't know how she's going to be accepted. And I hate that. And so being a voice for the voiceless, being a voice for the people who don't know how to speak up or know how to share their story or know that they are perfectly amazing and that their story matters, that's a big why. Besides my family and taking care of them, being a voice for just the people that I meet and showing them that you have to share it. You have to share your story because that's why you were put here. And laying in bed and being sad about it, being scared that people are going to judge you, it doesn't help anyone. People are going to judge you regardless. But when people are judging you, it means you're doing something with your life. And me laying in bed isn't going to affect anyone, good or bad. But me getting up and trying and working towards goals and working towards making Amaya mine and making other people know that even though people don't accept you, like, live your life and be you, that's my why. It's more than fitness. It's more than building a business. It's building your life. Because, God, life is so big. And as I said, I didn't hit Success Club last month like I wanted to, and I worked hard. But in my life, I hit the biggest milestone and the biggest success. I was a better mom that month. I was spending more time with my family that month. I was signing a check to adopt Amaya and be the first couple in our county to do that same-sex step-parent adoption. And that's a big deal to me, to be that voice for those people, to say, hey, it can happen in Texas, and it will happen in Texas. Because life is so much more than fitness. It's a mental journey. It's a learning to use your voice that God's given you. And God, I feel all emotional, but that's my story and that's my why. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and it's more than just business. It's trying to be all around a better person for my family and for the people who I meet, and help and give as much as I can, because I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to give to people who have dreams and just don't have the resources. So I guess that's my story.